it's not very good for some of the high streets. What's going on? Bad news for shops. Sean's going to take us through what is happening. Morning.
Morning. Yeah, there's lots going on at the minute. I mean, not necessarily here, but the issue is later on in the day, even when the shops are open, it's still might not be as busy as people would like. One quick example, this Marks & Spencer closed at the weekend, and you can see here there are so many other M&Ss around in the area that the company have decided they just don't need one on a high street. So there are a couple of things that are out this morning, a couple of reports that represent the issues going on. One is consumer spending. That was down in July compared to last year, and people thought after the heat wave, the World Cup, that actually might carry on a little bit. That didn't happen, it seems, so say Visa, the credit and debit card company. And then the other one is footfall, the amount of people hitting our high streets. That is down as well. And we can have a chat to a couple of people about what's going on here. We've got Jonathan and Diane with us this morning. Morning to you both. Diane, start with you. I mean, these figures about footfall have come from your company.
Yes.
You look at this.
Yes.
What is fundamentally going on here? Because it seems like a long stretch of time where people aren't coming to the high street as much as they were.
Well, there's a lot of overstatement around the death of the high street. The high street itself, i.e. the external environment, the type of place we're in Northampton, is actually fairly resilient. Footfall dropped by just 0.8% last month. So it's not a huge drop at all, but there is a long-term decline across the UK because some of us are spending our money online, so that's inevitable. Shopping centres, the closed malls that we go into, the nice enclosed managed environments, they're struggling a little bit more. They saw a decline of 3.4% in footfall, and that's because they've put a lot of their reliance on the big stores like M&S and like House of Fraser that are undergoing trading challenges.
Interesting. Jonathan, bring you in here. Just, you're in charge of the City Council here. What do you do when M&S and BHS just next door decide to close their stores in such big buildings?
Well, I think the point is town centres are changing, aren't they? And we're very sorry to see M&S go, naturally. They've been a landmark retailer in the town for a long, long time. Many people will miss them. But actually, as a town or as a nation, we're not spending enough money in them. We seem to want to do different things. And what we have to do here in Northampton is that evolution that we just heard from Diane. Town centres do change. We have a lot of assets in Northampton in terms of history and heritage and culture and so on. For a long time, we've tried to compete, if you like, as a retail town with some very strong retail offers. We have Milton Keynes down the road, we have Rushden Lakes. We need to give people a different reason to come to Northampton. The raw material is there, it's our job to put it on display.
We'll talk about that much more over the morning. Thanks, Diane, thanks, Jonathan. Before we go, though, some retailers are doing well. We've got Sports Direct, Poundland down here. Quick question here, bring James in. James, you're a man about innovation, that's what you look at. Just want, Sports Direct, Poundland doing well, but what's needed for the whole high street to do well?
We need a whole new industry, high-tech, really attractive in terms of store design, store merchandise, and the whole attitude and conduct of the management has to change. We're not getting any innovation here. That's why people aren't coming. It's no good blaming poor footfall for the crisis in British retailing. We need more investment. We need an imaginative attitude. When Debenhams opened in the 80s, and now it's in trouble and may yet be taken over, it was a complete palace to fun, and people looked at each other on the escalator. Right. It was all done in white icing cake. Wonderful. Where's that here?
So we need more palaces of fun. We'll talk about more where they might be a little bit later. James, thank you. Lots to talk about, lots going on the high street, lots of things for these retailers to consider. That's what we'll be trying to get through over the rest of the morning.
Thank you for that, Sean. We should be back.